Welcome back. Now, what I'd do if I was in the William Ruto camp would be to make sure, because 2022 is a long way off, would be to make sure that I take a very low profile, withdraw from the front line of attacks, the front line of making crazy comments, and take a very low profile, lying very low until the campaigns proper of 2022 start. Of course, meanwhile, I can do my other backroom deals, secretly, away from the public limelight, quietly, and just sit tight and wait for 2022. Voters are known to forget very quickly, People normally forget very quickly. And so hopefully, by the time 2022 comes around, people will have forgotten. Now, this would have been the best, most viable strategy for DP William Ruto, However, it will not work. And it will not work because of the circumstances, in our politics right now. Now, before I tell you why, it's important that we understand this is at the crux of the strategy of DP William Ruto in giving a very revealing interview to the NTV station recently, where he said nobody owes him a debt. And he has repeated the same in a few speeches after that. Nobody owes him a debt. He is not claiming any debt. So what he's doing is backtracking. However, even as the DP Ruto camp withdraws from the front line of attacks, they cannot just sit pretty and wait to be the sacrificial lamb. Because it's clear as day that the lifestyle audits, the big campaign and fight against corruption, the ultimate goal, the end game, is to deal with the DP William Ruto camp. And the only way they can deal with that is by amassing political support, so that it becomes politically unviable to prosecute the DP William Ruto camp for corruption and to nail them with the lifestyle audits. There is really no other way. That's the only way they can protect themselves. And so, DP William Ruto must continue tangatangering. He must continue going all over the country, talking to the people, talking to potential voters, and gaining support as much as possible. He has no other option. But in my view, the damage has already been done. Now, assuming that we all understand everything I've said so far and where we are politically, this puts the Mount Kenya wing of Jubilee in a very precarious position. To understand this, let's shift from the DP William Ruto camp and let's put ourselves in the shoes of the Mount Kenya wing of Jubilee. You're in the same political party with elements that you want to finish. And these elements are getting more and more desperate all the time. Now, you cannot trust desperate people. Never ever. Let me give you a simple example. Somebody approaches you and they're trying to sell you, let's keep it very simple, a pair of gumboots. Now you can see the person selling you these gumboots looks very hungry. They look like they've not had a meal for some time. They look very desperate. They're very shoddily dressed. On the surface of things, these gumboots you want to buy look okay. They look in fairly good condition. The exact thing you need to work on your farm. But still you hesitate. Why do you hesitate? Because you cannot trust desperate people. Desperate people will con you. Desperate people will hide something very important, something very vital from that gumboot, a pair of gumboots, as they sell them to you. This is precisely why you feel much more comfortable going into a shop to buy a pair of gumboots. The shop is set up. It has capital. It has been operating for some time. It has a physical location. Well, you trust them much more. They're not. It is very unlikely that they would be as desperate as the hungry hawker trying to sell you the same gumboots. Back to politics. So you have these very desperate elements within your party. And you have an agenda. You have a plan. And these people are getting more and more desperate by the day. Would you be comfortable? Hell no. You would be very scared, and you would have very good reason to be scared. And this brings about some very sensitive issues, which I cannot discuss on this open channel, but I discuss in my latest Club 1999 recording, which explain why, as a country, we're in an even more dangerous situation now than we were after the August 8th elections and all the tensions that were running then. There may be no tensions amongst the public, but I can assure you, in political circles, the tensions have never been higher, since the beginning of the country called Kenya. And that is where the great danger lies. Now you can get this special recording, highly sensitive, Club 1999 video, by being a member of Club 1999. Just use that email address you see on your screens right now. Send off an email. You'll get an automated response on what you need to do to become a member. And you'll get a lot of other benefits. You'll be able to also see and view past recordings, very highly sensitive recordings of information I have never revealed on this channel. But it's there in Club 1999. Anyway, let's continue. To make matters worse, just imagine if you're a politician right now in Kenya. Just try and step into their shoes. Every morning you open the newspapers and you see somebody has been arrested, for corruption. Now we know that over 90% of our politicians are corrupt. They've been involved in one corrupt deal or the other. Now if you are them, would you sleep well at night? No way. You have no idea if you're going to be the next person, whose photograph is going to be splashed all over the newspapers in handcuffs, being led away, or appearing in a court of law with handcuffs. Many legislators and senior politicians and people who support these senior politicians, are currently finding any excuse to be out of the country for as long as possible until things cool down. Because right now, things are extremely hot. Things are elephant, as we say on this channel. And remember, the threat is not only being jailed. The threat is also losing everything you have. Because the truth is, most of the rich people in Kenya did not make their money in the right way. Most of the rich people we have in Kenya made their money through corruption. And the president is receiving a lot of support from voters right across the political divide to keep up his fight against corruption. In fact, there's pressure on him to prosecute big fish. Leave the small fish for now. We are bored with seeing those small fish in court. We want to see some real biggies in court, in handcuffs. And not only that, successfully prosecuted and sent to jail. So here you are. You're a big politician. You go to jail. You're jailed. But not only that, you leave your family in problems, in poverty, because your bank accounts have been frozen. Your assets have been seized. Now, being politicians, these guys are not just going to sit pretty and wait for the hammer to fall on them. They're going to do everything in their power to get out of this crazy situation. And that puts our country, our beloved Kenya, in a very grave situation. The gravest situation this country has ever faced in its history. Until next time, this is Kshs, Kumekucha.